Okay, these are, what you're looking at there, this is a plat of the subdivision. As you'll see, his is the blue one, the subject property, and these are the sales that we got in the subdivision since 2010. This is, as you go through, they're numbered as you go through there. So if you want, and there's a photo of each one of them. So if you want to go through and look at those, and if you have any questions. Right now, we've currently got him valued at $91.75 a square foot. And you can go through and look at all the sales that we got there and what they sold for per foot. That's the sales that we have.
So Rick, all these lots are just about the same size, not that that matters too much, but it looks like they're pretty equal.
They're close to an acre.
Well, kind of, you can see down at the bottom part of Sugar Tree, obviously those lots are a little bit bigger.
But the
There's some-
comps look about the same, right?
Yeah, there's some that's golf course frontage lots, there's some that's interior lots. I think it's just kind of a mix, I guess.
Well, and if my math is correct, your house without a pool would come out to $87.45. So that's.
And I've seen most of these with no pools.
Yeah, most of them, that's why I checked
And
them.
the average.
I've got to say, you look like you're right in there, actually even maybe a little low. According to, I mean, per square foot is the fairest way that we know to look at these things.
That's not true.
Okay.
Sales price is the fairest way to look at these things.
And,
You're wrapped up,
No.
you're wrapped up in this methodology, and it's messed up. You don't go to a used car dealer and judge a 2002 Taurus by what a 2003 Camry sold for. It doesn't make sense. That's what you're doing here.
no, we're not.
Yes, you
Ours
are.
are not houses, we're talking houses.
Yes, I know.
It's, if it
I've
was
got a
a-
rebuttal, by the way.
if it
when
was
you're
an
ready.
arm's length transaction, then yes, absolutely.
It's an arm's length transaction.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You want a foreclosure from
That-
Fannie Mae. Come on.
How is a foreclosure from Fannie Mae different from someone who got divorced and had to sell their house, or got a job transfer and has to sell their house?
Sometimes it's not. That's not
Okay.
necessarily arm's length.
Well, that's most transactions. Yes,
No.
divorce, plus job transfer, plus someone passing away, plus foreclosures. You're
People
looking
sell
at the majority of
houses.
transactions.
People sell houses for lots of reasons, but this
Very
is
few.
not an arm's length transaction. I'm
Sure it
sorry,
is.
but it's not. it was foreclosed, it had been under foreclosure for
You know,
a while.
what does House Bill 1038 say?
Right offhand, I can't tell you.
Well, it tells you you're supposed to consider foreclosures in the process, and it doesn't appear you're doing
If
that.
they are predominant in the neighborhood, yes.
He just said foreclosures was a problem 2
And
days
he
ago.
said on vacant lots, we've had a lot
No.
of vacant lots in Sugar
No.
Creek.
No, he said foreclosures was a problem in Sugar Creek.
You're going to rebut anything I say, so let's hear.
Well,
your
you've already
rebuttal.
made up your mind.
Go ahead and let's hear your rebuttal.
Hang on, I'll help you out here. I think he makes a good point there, just something to consider.
Who should I be talking to from Parker County right now? Is that you, Rick?
Yeah, hang on,
Okay.
hang on a second.
Okay.
Then you ask me. The first page, I just wanted to print that out. This is the Texas Constitution, Article 8, Section 1 there, equality and uniformity. That's one of the things we're governed by here at the district. If you'll read A there, taxation shall be equal and uniform. And that's the system we're set up in. Anywhere in Texas, this is our system, ad valorem taxation, okay? Now, he makes a good point. If you'll look, the next page is his MLS sheet, and you can see where it was listed, about halfway down. See where it says CDOM or DOM, that means days on the market. So it was on the market for over 200 days. And if you look down below that to the left, it says seller type, it says lender, REO. So a bank, instead of perhaps letting go full foreclosure, they hired this realtor here to do the listing. And what his point is, he, me, you, any of us could have submitted a bid and tried to buy it too. That's why he's saying it was open market too, and that's our deal.
For
You're right.
219, anyone could buy it.
It's a foreclosure, but it's an REO. The banks, instead of losing perhaps, I go to the courthouse steps and bet $100,000 on to get it. They give it to a realtor, try and get as much as they can to cut the loss. Here's what we don't know. I don't know what the loan on it was. The loan may have been $100,000, perhaps. It may have been $300,000. Don't know that. But he made a bid. He bought the property. Okay, now the next thing to consider is the next two properties that are sold. That's in the packet with the MLS sheets. These are also REOs, just like his. And they sold for $109 a foot and $100 a foot. And these are REOs also, just like his. So you got his at 60 a foot, one at 109, and one at 100. The difficult job that we have here at the district is uniformity and equality. So do we lower him at 60 and lower everybody else's at 60? I don't know. But if he's at 60, you can bet these two people that also bought REOs perhaps may have a point. Well, hey, he's an REO at 60 a foot, I should be at 60. So the difficult, did he buy it open market? I would say yes. It was listed. We could have bought it. Any of us could have bought it just like him. But here's the deal. We've got to look at the sales that have occurred, and that's why we got to appraise it. That's why we got to value it, equal and uniform. We can't have him at 60, him at 100, this one at 80, because then they're going to have a right to come here and feel, hey,
Oh, it
he's at
wouldn't make
60.
sense either.
So that's the difficult job. You know, that's why he's here. And so we all got our opinions. I think it was listed on the open market. It was. That's what he's saying. Hey, anybody could have bought it. True. But unfortunately in Texas, we got to look at what the market tells us. That's what he bought it for. Was it a foreclosure? No, it was an REO, which is different from a foreclosure. The bank was trying to cut its losses the best they could. They went out and get $212 out of this, I think, what he paid. And so same with these others, which is that's it. So, but we have to value him the same as we value everybody else, based on the sales data of everything we've got since January of 2010. That's the sales that we got in the sub, and that's why we got to value.
And to further that a little bit, if they're comparable properties, obviously, if those that sold for $100 a square foot were much superior in quality than Mr. Limow's,